Leon Edwards, your mind, your blood clot, man. I told you. Leon,
British Rocky story is complete. Welcome back to the STAYWEIGHEDIN Podcast. My name's Abbas, and I'm joined with my co-host Ray. How you doing, man?
Listen, man, I'm feeling rocky tonight, man, or today, or wherever it is, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are. Come on, we locked inside, man. What are you telling me?
Listen, I can't lie. I've never seen you so happy, man.
I was telling people for years. I kept on telling people Rocky's the guy, bro. I kept on telling them.
Let's go straight into it. Leon Edwards defeats Kamaru Usman on, was it unanimous decision? Wasn't it?
Majority decision.
Majority decision. Sorry, yes. How did you think the fight planned out?
Listen, man, Rocky went in there and he showed people he's a champion. I think before, obviously, because of the timid performance by his own standards that he had in the first fight, I think people thought, Usman just going to go in there and dominate. And credit to Usman, because Usman came in and done what he said he was going to do. He came in, he put in pressure, he made it seem like, the return of Usman. And I think Rocky Edwards, his defensive wrestling, my goodness.
Takedown defense was sensational.
He made it look so simple that I think a lot of people were just like, they weren't even impressed. And Usman weren't even like doing that well. And I said, no, you have to understand. When Usman grabs most welterweights, he does what he wants, point blank, period. So the fact that Rocky was able to defend as many as he did, and when he did get taken down, he kept calm, he got up straight away. If you don't understand how grueling wrestling is, you'll never truly appreciate what Leon was doing in that fight. And then to get up, the kicks to the body, the kicks to the legs, like it was just putting money in the bank just throughout the whole fight. Like just putting money in the bank. And listen, man, credit to Usman because he brought the best out of Leon Edwards. But I'm not trying to have anyone chat rubbish and speak down on my guy again.
I was going to say, you touched about the kicks, and one thing that led up to this build-up was also Kamaru Usman's knees and stuff like that. So combining the kicks and obviously the dodgy knees, was it like the perfect game plan for Leon? Because he could, like you said, look good on the scorecards and didn't have to do too much because Kamaru, as the later rounds faded off, he was always going to go for the takedown. So on a striking battle, Leon was winning. As you said, the takedown defense, I think at one point it was 7 for 10 that he managed to stop as well. So the takedown success for Kamaru Usman was limited as well. Was this literally, as you say, the perfect game plan into this fight?
It would. Do you know what it is one of those situations where he was prepared for the worst and not even hoping for the best, prepared for the worst and look at it, execute the best. And I think he went in there and it was almost like after, I think he defended the first takedown. And then I think people must have realized at that point, he's the guy. Because I remember like the first time Kamaru went for a takedown, everyone while I was watching it had a look on their face like, oh crap, this is where it can get sticky. And the way he defended it made people realize, no, like, listen, this is a new day. This ain't back in like, their first match when Usman was just grabbing up Leon and just throwing him around and this, that, and the third. It's just like, no, Leon was showing like, listen, I've got skills to pay the bills as well. And it was just two talented welterweights. And do you know what? I need to come off social sometimes because the way fans get fickle, they're just like, Leon needs to beat another top contender. No. I'm like, this is arguably the best welterweight ever. Don't get me wrong, for me, it's still GSP. But if someone goes, Usman was the best welterweight ever, they've got an argument. So the way people are dismissing Usman now because he lost twice, it's just how fickle the sport is. But listen, man, Usman boy's A game and Leon has executed well, like you're saying about the leg kicks. But I liked how he used it in the defensive mechanism because he wasn't even using it as a attack per se. It was like the body kicks was for the attack. The leg kicks was like defensive in terms of if you even try to step to me, bam, like just know I'm like at your legs. And then he just used it as a good setup as well because you don't know if he's going for the legs or the body. And then obviously it's like they're so concerned with the head kick that Leon's just like, all right, cool, I'm just going to keep him going to the body. Bam. And because he's in southpaw and he would wait for Usman to go orthodox. So it's nice, easy to grab a leg and get the takedown when you're in opposing stances. Whereas if you're both facing each other in similar stance, it'll be easier to, as soon as you can time that leg kick, bam, grab the leg, take him down. So yeah, shout out Leon Edwards, man.
I was going to say, I do want to touch on Usman soon as well, but do you think there was a little bit of panic with Leon in the third round when he went to grab the cage? Because I feel like at certain times, I understand when you're trying to hide it and be discreet, but this was blatant as it could get. Did you see an element of panic? And then you had the shots where he went a bit lower. You could see Herb Dean's face, and he was like, I can't deduct another point. But if this was your first events type of thing, I could probably deduct that type of thing. Was there a set of panic? But then I think 4 or 5, he regrouped himself, came out, and I think personally, he won the fight 4 rounds to 1 myself.
Yeah, that's what I was saying the same thing. Some of the fighters who were being, I don't know what people were watching where they were saying Usman was up going into the 5th round, because I saw, they put the tweets of fighters during the fights, and then people were just like, I have Usman up like by whatever. I'm like, what fight are you watching? Or I don't know. For some people, I think they feel like just a takedown by itself wins you the round. I'm just like, you've got to do damage. If we are scoring this on damage first, Leon won, because you can't keep on what you're going to absorb a certain amount of damage, and then because you got 1 takedown without control time and without like what you got a takedown without control time, without keeping the person down, the person gets up straight away. What, and you expect to win the fight like that? No. What? So because you took him down, you're going to take away all the punches and kicks that you absorb? Like, that's stupid. Like, people have their bias towards Leon for every reason, but listen, our guy got it done. I haven't forgot the question you was asked. Sorry, say that again.
I was thinking about, was there like a little bit of panic in the 3rd round when he went to grab the cage? Because
of course, there must have been, because it's like
that felt like a Kamaru Usman dominant, not just a dominant position to be able to, like you said, the control time, and I thought that's where he could potentially kind of flip a switch.
Yeah. Do you know what I liked? I feel like even that round, Leon went to outstrike him after, but I feel like remember I was telling you about his coaches on the previous episode when I said, because of the emotional clips that's been going around, people forget the technical ability of their crew. And I think his coaches were advising him well in terms of like just calming him down, getting him to reset. And just like sometimes you need that. You need a coach to just tell you, listen, whatever's happen, get back to what we was doing. And I feel like that's what Leon done well, in that he got back to what he needed to do. It wasn't a case of like, oh shit, I got taken down, so I got a point taken away, so let me get desperate. It was just like, Leon, you're up, but make sure that you do this to stay dominant. Don't let the rounds get too close. And that's what he done. He reset round 4. I'd say that's Leon's round again. And the 5th round was the round of a champion, where I think Usman just thought he was going to go in there and steamroll him. And Leon just let him know, like, nah, like, this is a new guy. Like, this ain't the guy that you fought before, or not even the guy that you fought in the 2nd fight. This is a new, like, I'm the champion now. Like, what's that film? Like, look at me, I'm the captain now. That's the energy Leon showed him in the 5th.
So this is what I was going to say. There was actually one judge as well that actually gave it a 9-9 round. So they gave it to Leon. He would have won that round. And it's funny you say about being the champion, because I saw the tweet of Teddy as well, Teddy Atlas, saying the 30% more that you get being the champion as well. So I think that all factors into it. I do want to touch on Kamaru Usman a bit before we know what's next for both guys. I know you said what Leon was able to do isn't easy, and you're right on that.
Yeah.
Did Kamaru Usman look his age finally at 35?
I think yes and no, because that's how Usman's always fought. It's just the fact that, like I said, everyone else is just like so used to seeing Kamaru take people down that when it doesn't happen, it's kind of just like, oh, he's weathered now. And for me, it's just like, I can only say that Kamaru Usman's looking his age if by his next fight he can't do what he used to do. But it's almost like you're taking credit away from Leon, because it's just like, oh, he's not getting a takedown now. He's looking his age. But then while that's what the broadcast was doing, whenever Leon would defend takedowns or get straight back up, they were talking about it technically like, no, are you actually seeing what Leon's doing? Whenever like Kamaru Usman tried to get a certain takedown, Leon was like 2 hands on one. That means like when you get both of your hands stopping one hand from like in wrestling, if you get the hands joined like that or like that with Gable grip, a lot of the time that means the takedown's happening because the person has just got in the dominant position. And Leon is that the technical thing that Leon would always stop Kamaru from getting his hands together because that's what completes the takedown. And he was just so technical with it and so calm with it that people, like I said, they're like, oh, Kamaru weren't doing this, that, and third. It's like, no, Leon wasn't allowing him to. There's a difference. There's a difference between you can't do something and someone stopping you from doing it. And I think that's what Leon done.
But I think I'm with you. I want to see where Usman goes for their next fight and how he knows that. Because I don't want him to go down what I call the Tyron Woodley phase. The big dominance, the loss, and then you go down that rabbit hole where basically you just look washed and it's just not a good look for you going forward. But going forward, Leon basically said he wants Masvidal, or he wants the winner of
Masvidal and Gilbert,
But then
that bum.
I believe Dana said in the press conference, Colby's the next guy.
That sickens me.
Who for you should Leon be able to now call his shot and be able
or at least I like what Leon said. He no-sold when like they tried to announce Colby and then Leon just no-sold. He was just like, nah, like get on win. What Colby's last win was against Masvidal.
Yeah, it's been a year.
Like, what type of and you took a year off? For me, and I've been saying this for a long time, it should be Colby first, Belal Muhammad. Because I don't know what the UFC is trying to screw with Belal Muhammad for. I don't know who he's pissed off, but Belal Muhammad should be facing Colby. And then Gilbert first, Masvidal for who's the next fight. And then I feel like Shavkat Rakhmonov still needs 1 or 2 fights because he looked good against Jeff Neal, but he also got touched up by Jeff Neal. And if he does that against Leon, you're not winning.
I was going to say, go on. No, I was just going to say in general, with what's happened with Leon beating Kamaru and now that cloak of invincibility going off the champion and the fact that you've now got a champion who could potentially be beat at the welterweight division, is everyone else looking below him thinking, we're happy that Usman's finally gone, like he's in the rear view and we've got a champion who we could potentially beat?
Listen, man. You put Leon as underdog again, and the people that put money on Leon's just gonna keep on winning because what you're gonna underestimate him again.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, trust me. You know what I'm saying? People, you wanna? How many times you gonna underestimate him? What first match when Usman was on the roll, and then obviously Usman at that point was about to touch some records and break some records, and then Leon beat him with a head, obviously headshot dead. Then this fight, everyone was talking on it like, oh yeah, Usman's just gonna go in there and steamroll him anyway. And then Leon showed him like, nah, I've got the minerals. And I think I get it because most people like a braggadocious champ, where Leon is like a quiet confidence. So it's almost like because he's jittery at times. I won't even say jittery, like he's the type of person like, Leon, are you confident? And be like, yeah, I'm confident. But some people don't want to hear like, yeah, I'm confident, I'm the guy. But if that's not you, why am I going out there faking like people? I think some people think because Leon's not like brash enough, it's almost like he's got he's timid, and it's just like because it reminds me of GSP. GSP, arguably the GOAT, definitely the best welterweight ever for me. He was never a guy that was just like, yeah, I'm the best. This, that, and the third. GSP just always used to be like, I'll take it fight by fight. Like, I'm good, but I can always be beat. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think some people, it's almost like, unless they see a braggadocious person, they don't believe in someone can be quietly confident. And I feel like Leon keeps on just showing like, yo, like, I'm cool with just saying I'm the best, but I don't need to, shout from the mountaintops. And Listen, man, we need to bring back quiet confidence, man. I'm sick and tired of everyone always. It's like we're in a world where, because everyone's like creating personas, that now if you're not one of those personas that people like, they try like knock it down. I'm just like, I'm tired of it, man. We've got to bring the real back.
So now I think we talked about what should happen with Leon if he was to win. Now that he has won, have the UFC got a new international marketing style they can use, where they can put him as the face? Because, like I said, they try to shove that down until through. I thought Paddy as well to a certain point as well, and it's not it. They're not
it, man. They're not the good.
Leon being the champion, defending it at home. Is he the best guy for British MMA since Michael Bisping? And should he be the face of basically British MMA now whenever the UFC come over?
Absolutely 100%. What more do you want? The guy made a statement where he was just like, I'm going to make sure that I am the champion from the UK, training in the UK. Obviously, he always shouts out Michael Bisping and gives him his due, but at the time when Michael Bisping was coming up, he had to go abroad to the States. Whereas Leon was like, he proudly says, like, I've done it from Brum. Like, I was in Brum and I become world champ. Like, what more do you want? It's like underdog story as well. Like, genuine person on the mic, not none of this, like, playing up to a character. And I feel like even this proposed fight against Colby, they're doing the same thing again. I think they're looking down on Leon, thinking that he's not going to do it. And Colby's on the timer. He's going to get beat. I'm going to love this arse whooping. And I hope that after he gets his arse whooped, they tell him he ain't getting a title shot again, you prick.
I mean, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I do like Colby in terms. I do like the persona and stuff. Like, I get why he does it. Like, let's.
He's a reborn Charles Sonnen, and he's not smart with it. Do you know what it is? Yeah, with Colby. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it if you've ever been into MMA, you'll know about Charles Sonnen. If you haven't, check out this Charles Sonnen's greatest quotes, etc. and trash talking. Charles Sonnen is a genius with it. He's so smart. Like, he does, like, he toes the line of what is controversial and what is funny.
Oh yeah,
but it's smart though. Whereas Colby is kind of just like, it's just so forced that it's like you're just being offensive to be offensive. You're just like being a shock jock. You're just saying anything, and I think people now look through it, especially after I think it was the Usman fight, where it's like you can't even keep up your facade because man started saying, "Yeah, I just done this, already, and I just done this to get people watching," and I'm just like, brother, either keep with your facade or don't. Like, you're not even. He's just a reborn Charles Sonnen, and it's nasty, man. You like, your persona's not even funny. Like, it works before to get the Usman fight, but now it's just like, I don't understand. There's no draw in watching Colby, for me anyway. I don't think he does. He's not the guy. He doesn't bring the eyes that he thinks he does. He's just an annoying guy, and for me, I honestly feel like he should have faced Bilal Muhammad first before getting a title shot. I don't know. Let me not get too explicit, but it's BS, man.
Pound for pound rankings quickly then. Jones used to be the unanimous number one.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we putting Leon?
I honestly no, because now he needs to go into a streak of defenses. Obviously, Volk or Makhachev is number 2, depending on where you're going to put it. But even Makhachev's only had one defense, so that one, for me, pound for pound, I don't really look at the top 10. I just say who is the people differentiating from the pack. So obviously, you've got John Jones and then Volkanovski, and then everyone else is more like it's just a scramble because the sport is so volatile. I don't like to talk about pound for pound until you do what someone like Volk or John Jones have, where it's like you've had a certain amount of title defenses or you become champ. So with Leon, it's just like, listen, man, just focus on being the best welterweight for now, and everything else will come in due time. And I feel like he's got a window here where he can rack up a certain amount of defenses, and I hope that he can set like a lot of records whilst he's in his prime now. Because, yeah, like I said, the sport's so volatile that, to be fair, what Usman's run was incredible. That's a future Hall of Famer. Like, what, beat Colby twice, beat Masvidal twice, and beat Gilbert Burns, and then you beat Tyron Woodley, who himself was on a dominant run. Like, Usman's run was incredible. And listen, full credit to Usman. Like I said, definitely future Hall of Famer for his run at welterweight, because there was calls of him being better than GSP at one point, which I don't agree with personally, but if someone argued it, I could agree. I mean, if someone argued it, I could understand. It could be entertained. So listen, man, full credit to Usman. It'll be interesting to see who he faces next, because I know he's gonna want to put a whooping on someone, and whoever he faces next, boy, it's gonna be a long night.
The only thing I'll say is I don't want him to go into the octagon straight away.
Oh yeah, of course not. Yeah,
you need to just collect yourself a bit. But just quickly before we wrap up, you need to give a little bit of a shout out to Justin Gaethje, turning back the clock a little bit, getting his victories at 34. He went in big underdog and he got the job done. You shake your head.
That guy is just pure, like, just violence. Like, there was a time when I think second round and Fasayev rocked him, and then he still had a look of like, I can't go in for the kill, because you see Gaethje when he gets rocked here, he goes into a mode where it's just like, if you do not kill me right now, all hell's breaking loose. And yeah, that's what happened. Fasayev rocked him, and then Gaethje just had a look on his face of, I dare you to come close and see if you don't catch like an overhand or uppercut. And I think the second round was tight. The first round definitely Fasayev, but I think what Gaethje done well was that second round he brought Fasayev into his fight, and I feel like Fasayev, let me not say stupid, the mistake Fasayev made was the range, because he was doing good with the kicking range, like from the long distance range. Basically, he was picking them apart, because I think Gaethje has definitely slowed down, because you can't keep on having them wars and not. And then second round, it's just like mid-range is mid and short range. That is Gaethje's territory. Like, you come inside him and his uppercuts, whether it's to the body or to the head, it's like Gaethje, and it's just thudding blows. Like, you can hear it, like pap, pap. Like, the pop Gaethje's punches are so like plodding and bludgeoning. And I feel like second round, Gaethje just managed to drag him into his fight. Fasayev obliged, and I feel like that comes down to, it's two things. I think it's discipline on Fasayev's side, because I feel like you didn't have to do that. But at the same time, once you're in there with Gaethje, it's a whole nother beast, because that guy just keeps on plodding forward even when you're like, Fasayev was lining him up. And then third round, Gaethje just started getting more technical with the jab. And I'm just like, did you have that jab that whole time? Like, why don't you use that? Like, he was catching him with the jab. And I'm looking at him like, so you had that weapon the whole time and you wanted to go in there and start swinging. But Gaethje, I think his thing is, he's a glutton for punishment, and he'll stay in there and go for a war just because. And man, what a fight that was. I didn't know. I remember at the end of the fight, I was just like, it could go either way. And I say third round was definitely Gaethje's. I said first round belonged to Fasayev, and then the second round just all depends on, yeah.
For it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Overall, though, because of the timing and it's just one of the things that I wish the UFC would cater to us a little bit more. There wasn't no 3 a.m. thing.
Yeah.
I like I said, now they've got the new big British star.
And
certified, everything. I think we can see it more being in the UK. Like I said, I do want to see him defend the belt, not just predominantly in the UK, but if we can build it up.
I want it predominantly. Listen, unless my man's getting paid the big bucks to go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Unless the big money.
Let it stay in the UK. I like not having to stay up at stupid o'clock. Unless you're giving him the bag.
In them Abu Dhabi fight weeks, unless the money is really good there.
I know Makachev asked for that, but I want Poirier to face Makachev. I can't lie.
Yeah, I saw that tweet as well. I saw it.
Yeah, I want Poirier. Face Poirier. Give Poirier one more title shot. That's my guy. So I'm rooting for Poirier.
But with that, we're going to wrap up today's episode of the Stay Waiting podcast. Before we go, happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mums. Shout out my mum. Shout out Abbas mum. Shout out all the mums out there. We love you dearly. Thanks for all the love and upbringing and all the good stuff. Blessings to you.
I echo that entire sentiment. But Ray, as always, appreciate you coming on.
Love as always.
Stuff, but this time we had a nice sleep.
Very nice. Yeah. No more 6 a.m. sleep. Yeah, so it's all good, man.
But as always, if you enjoy the content, like, share, subscribe, follow us on across the social media platforms. And yeah, as always, stay with it.